So I'm getting ready to read the first light bulb speech for the informative speeches. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind, just like the commemorative light bulb days, what I want you to do is I want you to get a blank sheet of paper out, and or if you have an extra copy of your evaluation form that's on your syllabus, you need both of those out. You need the evaluation form and then the blank form. And then what I want you to do is I want you to just literally follow along on your evaluation form. So I want you to write intro and then write four or leave four blanks because you're being graded on four things, right? I want you to write body and then I want you to write or leave five blanks. Remember, in the body, you have that second grade is main points fully supported, and you got to leave room out to the side for full sources so you can mark how many full sources you hear, and then half sources. Same thing. The last thing you're being graded on in the body is smooth transitions between ideas, and you're being graded on transitional phrases that separate main points, and then transitional words like also and next. So leave some room out to the side of your white piece of paper if you don't have that extra evaluation form. And then conclusion, you're going to have 3 lines or blanks because you're going to be graded on 3 things in the conclusion. Delivery, 4 more lines, and then overall 4 more lines. Now, when I read these example speeches, just like the commemorative speech, I don't want you to grade my delivery. All right. I want you to leave the delivery part blank. I really want you to focus just on the message. And what I'll do is I'll share with you how that student delivered the speech. I'm going to be honest with you. The speeches that I'm getting ready to read, I've only read this speech like twice. I've been looking it over to figure out if this is the one I want to read to the class. So my eye contact is going to be really poor. My vocal qualities, I'll try to keep at least a little bit of energy in there, but it's hard to do that when you're engaged in heavy reading. Okay. So we'll break it up by segment. I'll read the intro, then I'll stop, and then I'll read the body, and then I'll stop, and I'll read the conclusion, then I'll stop, and we'll grade each one individually so that it's really fresh into your mind. Okay. And so here we go. We're going to start with the speech introduction. Get ready to grade those 4 things. Now, let me just say this about the speech introduction. You're being graded on attention getter, introduce topic, establish credibility, preview main points. You should keep those in order, not just for my class, but look, the rest of your life. You always pretty much want to start with an attention getter. Don't start with introducing topic first. You start with the attention getter to pique people's interest, right? Then you don't want to establish credibility before people even know what the topic is. So that's why you introduce the topic and then you establish credibility. And remember what we said about the central idea. We said English teachers call it the thesis statement. Well, where does that occur in an English paper? It's the very last thing you do. It's the last sentence, right? In that introductory paragraph. The same thing is true of public speaking. We said your central idea, your preview, 2 or 3 or 4 sentences, depending on how many main points you have, that should be the very last thing you do in the speech introduction. So make sure you try to keep those separated. And remember, the key is don't skip anything. If you don't skip anything in my class and you do those 4 things in the intro, you are ensuring that you're starting with A or B. Okay. So here we go. Get ready to start. Here's a student from this past semester, his attention getter. Here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Ronnie Stanley. I'll be talking about a touchy topic. The topic seems to have no middle ground. Therefore, are you for protecting rights or protecting people? We will be discussing gun control. This topic has sneaked its way into politics and every other discussion in the past decades. Some go as far as choosing their preferred presidential candidate over their beliefs on gun control. The topic at hand is important because strictening gun control would be altering Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. I've gathered all of my information from reputable sources and working within the firearms industry. This speech will be discussing some statistics on gun control gathered from authorized sources. I will then explain the 2 main sides of gun control which have erupted the topic. Furthermore, explaining some of the changes that might come in the near future. All right, so there's a speech introduction. If you need to go back and rewind it and listen to any part of it, but go ahead and grade those up. Remember, you need to grade as soon as I read the attention getter, you should mark down a score. As soon as I introduce the topic, you should mark down a score. So that's what you should be doing. So grade that, and when we come back, we'll talk about your grades and compared to my grades. Here we go.